Hey guys, it's Dark Architect 18 back here with another YouTube video, and today we are doing the Tier 3 Premium Russian battleship, the Knyaz Suvorov. So before I get into that, I just want to say, make sure to hit that like button, comment, consider subscribing, and consider becoming a member on the channel. So there's Tier 1, 2, and 3 the channel. Definitely appreciate everyone's support. And yeah, we're going to break it down. So we got the Commander, Armament, Armor Survivability, Playstyle Tips, Upgrades and Modifications, and my overall take on how to play the Knyaz Suvorov at the tier. And yeah, without further ado, we're going to get straight into it. So Knyaz Suvorov, it's a Soviet Tier 3 premium battleship World of Warships Legends, known for its formidable close-range capabilities and distinctive armor layout. To maximize your effectiveness with the ship, consider the following strategies. So you got to really consider your armor, your armament, how you're going to play it, your upgrades as for your main ship, and your modifications, and how your commander build will really affect that overall. So with armor and survivability, we have a bow and belt armor that features robust protection, allowing it to absorb significant damage when angled correctly. Deck armor and torpedo protection, however, is weaker deck armor and poor torpedo damage reduction, making it vulnerable to aerial attacks and torpedoes. Armament, main battery armament, so it's equipped with 5x2 305mm guns, which is equivalent to 12-inch guns. So pretty decent average size for the tier for its caliber. Also, one other thing to note is it is in 5 turrets, so it's a 5x2 configuration. So you have 2 turrets in the front, 2 turrets in the middle of the ship, and 1 in the rear of the ship. And the other downside with the ship overall is that the reload is 36 seconds. So if you want to build into reload a little bit, that might be something that's worthwhile. If not, work on the main gun accuracy. And that's kind of what I'm doing with this build. I'll tell you the commander build a little bit later in the video, but I'm going to show you that essentially. So now with the playstyle there's 3 key things to consider. So you have the engagement range, you have the angling, and the target selection. So engagement range, due to its gun accuracy and armor scheme, the Knyaz Suvorov excels in close to medium range engagement. So utilize its speed and maneuverability in close the distance with enemy ships. Angling, always angle your ship to maximize armor effectiveness, presenting your bow towards enemies to reduce incoming damage. So you want to point your nose, which is the bow of the ship, towards your enemy as much as possible to reduce how much damage you're taking. And angle accordingly between the ships that you're engaging with. So I always angle towards, or point my nose towards the ship that has the largest caliber gun. And I don't worry so much about the destroyers or the cruisers with lower caliber guns. That's how I always look at it. Angling, always angle your ship to maximize your armor effectiveness, presenting your bow towards enemies, reduce incoming damage. Said that already. Target selection, prioritize engagements with other battleships and cruisers at close range, where your armor and firepower give you an advantage. So make sure you're always selecting different targets based off of what's going on. So right here, I'm going after this Kuma, so he's going to be coming out. But I got a shot on this Langley back here. He's not really doing anything, so we're going to take shots at him, and then we're going to focus back on the Kuma shortly after. So we're going to focus on the Kuma now. And that's really, the deal with the engagements part of it. Upgrades and modifications. So we have 4 different slots for the modifications. Slot 1, we have aiming systems mod 1. Slot 2, we have steering gears mod 2. Slot 3, Target Acquisition System Mod 1. And Slot 4, Artillery Plotting Room Mod 2. So we're doing more main guns, steering gears, and more main guns overall. So we're enhancing those main guns. Commander is Azerlane Savrosia with inspirations of Angelo Iacchino, so main gun shell grouping, and Mikhail Kadarov for the turret traverse, so more guns as well. So we're making sure our guns turn, they're accurate, they can hit what they need to, and we get the most effective damage, and we're helping our team overall. So really, by understanding the strengths and weaknesses of the Knyaz Suvorov and implementing these strategies, you can effectively dominate close quarters naval engagements. So it's really critical to understand all those things and break your build down for your commander, your modifications, and really understand how to play the ship overall. Because if you play the ship overall with the correct strategy in mind, you will definitely have a game just like this, or better. I mean, or very close to it. So it really shows that you can do a lot given the situation, and it'll definitely at least put you in the right spot so that you can do what you need to more of the time than not. So sometimes you get games that you can't really do as much with it, but it's not so much of an issue at the lower tiers. It's usually more of an issue at the higher tiers, like tier 7 through legendary, where you start having games that are impacted quickly by mistakes. So we're going to push towards the A cap. We initially started at the B cap with our spawn, made our way around the islands towards the right, cut between B and C cap, and now we are heading back towards the A cap to support the team because those enemies are coming around the island. There's, I think, 4 enemies over there. Also note, I am spotted, so there is a destroyer over here somewhere. So destroyers over here, and the rest of the 3 battleships are over there on the other side of the flank. So we're going to try to do that. Our team is doing an excellent job at capturing the bases. So that's one other thing is if you capture the bases and you start taking out those enemies as quickly as possible, you're going to have such a big point differential between your team and the enemy team that they can't catch up regardless. If they capture the points, capture B and C and then take out most of the enemies, I mean, you can still win that, but it's definitely going to be closer, so you got to consider that. Also, with this build, I have a health pool of 37,900, and my concealment by C on this ship is 11.2. You'll see that in the top left corner with the orange eyeball right by the mini map. So that is one critical thing you always see up there. Always look at that number because it gives you an idea as to like what your concealment is. So usually that number, if you're not firing, it is concealment by C in the stats. But if you fire, that number is going to go up to your main battery range. So mine is, 14.3 or 13.3, whatever my range goes out to. So you're going to see essentially a icon for a main gun right next to your eyeball with that number. So it's going to increase when you shoot your main gun. So that's something you got to look at, is your stats and your concealment. Look at what's my range, what's my concealment by sea, and what's my concealment by air. So you really have an idea of what you're going up against and who can really dictate the engagement. Is you want to be able to get the first shot off against an enemy if possible. That's how I always look at it. I mean, if there's a destroyer, you can't really do a lot, but if it's against a battleship or cruiser and you're trying to move up, you want to dictate that engagement as much as you can. So that's critical. So we got the Corbeil. He is trying to take us out. We just took out the destroyer because he was shooting torps. He still is, so I'm turning I always look at the back arc with the torpedoes kind of coming up along the back when it says that, with that indicator. So I always turn my ship and look around usually. Sometimes I do it a little bit more if there's... I'm not exactly sure where he's lining his torpedoes up. But you always want to be aware of what's going on. So we're going to take some shots at this corvette and try to finish him up. We're at 90,000 damage. We got a high caliber of first blood. We got a couple citadels. We have 4 kills. So if we take this guy out, we're going to have a Kraken. And if we try to take out this Wyoming that's left, we're going to even get a 6 kill. So there we go with the Confederate. So I always look with the medals is high caliber, Confederate, Dreadnought. Those are 3 medals that are really, really essential with helping your team out. If you get those are great medals to get. First Blood's solid. I mean, Kraken's decent as well. Close quarters is okay. I mean, that shows you're effectively moving up with your team and engaging with the enemy. But there's certain medals in the game that you want to look out for, and that'll tell you how effectively you did your job. You know, am I helping my team? Am I doing this? Am I hitting the mark? So like that. Kraken Unleashed, close quarters, double whammy right there, and we are up to 5 medals and just shy of 103,000 damage. So great job by me and by the team. Great job. So we're up 500 points. So you see that. If we didn't have all 3 caps, it would have been definitely a closer game. It would have probably been within 200 points or less. And that would have definitely been concerning, because most of the team has died throughout this game. So I got to do my job. And that's the thing with these games is whenever I'm putting up a video, I want to get a game that shows how to play the ship effectively as possible with my build that I have in mind and how I think the ship should be played best. As I really think about how you guys can get value out of this game and how you can effectively do the same thing, if not better, with this build or with a similar build. And that's why I always say in chat, make sure to comment down, if you have a different build for the Knyaz Suvorov or the Russian battleships, be my guest, put it in there. Love to have a discussion with anybody, and that would definitely be a good conversation to be had in the chat. So don't be shy. Commander build, modifications, inspirations, main commander, the whole thing is good to discuss. And if you just enjoy or you don't enjoy the Russian battleships, why that is I always like to hear people's opinions on that too. That's a good thing to talk out. Anyways, so we're gonna finish off the game. We're almost there. We are about 100 points off from a victory. So we're going to try to hold on to this one, angle towards the Wyoming a couple different ways. So get off our guns and angle away, turn our turrets, you saw right there. So we did a good job right there. So 123,000 damage. We also have, it's just a 1v1. So the whole team died, but they got the caps. I pushed back over to here towards the A cap, made our way towards there. We essentially did a kind of a long loop all the way around from starting at B and all the way back towards A in the end. So we did a good job overall, and the team did. So well done by them, and we're going to finish this game out with 133,000 damage, looks like. And 6 medals and close game. So we finish that off. We get a Dreadnought, 6 medals, 2,200 base XP, top of the team, 5 kills, 6 citadels, and we did a great job. Well done, team. So yeah, this is Dark Architect 18. I'm out. Hope everyone has a good day. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and become a member to the channel if you can. And yeah, we got more content on the way for the channel. And yeah, this is Dark Architect 18. I'm out. Hope everyone has a good day. Thanks. And we'll see you in the next YouTube video. Peace. Bye.